What is up, guys? It is me on a new account. You probably don't recognize me, but whatever. No one needs to know my original identity. Now today I will be making a new account and I will be reading a story written by one of my favorite quotative users, Ravenclaw 2003. This is called Drowning in My Own Sleep. And yeah, so let's get on with it. Warning. If you're against Ben and Jeff's ships, skip the story. I was drunk when I started this, so yeah. This was when Ben had just become a creepypasta and all. Sorry if you're against the entire story. Let's get started. Ben's point of view. I shiver walking through the woods along with this tall man named Slenderman. I was dripping wet, which made things 10 times worse. Slendy, I muttered. Yes, child, his calm yet dominant voice responded. Who am I? I asked. He sighs and looks ahead. You are Ben Drowned, a new creepypasta, and I'm sure you already know of your talents. I nod slowly, examining the small sparks on my hands. I sigh, looking down until I bump into Slendy. Sorry, I whisper, gripping my arm nervously. It's fine, child. Everyone here is very kind, he says in a reassuring voice. That didn't really work out for me. I put on a fake smile, but it soon faded as the door opens and I whip behind Slendy, shaking violently. A few people notice Slendy and walk over. A little girl in a pink dress notices me. Hey there, mister. You must be Ben, am I correct? She asks. I nod slowly, swallowing my sudden fear. She grips my hand and pulls me in. Hey, who's Link Boy? I hear a deep, calm voice ask. I look around to see a boy in a navy blue mask and black clothing. I shuffle on my heels slightly. But Ben Drowned, I say, kinda liking my new name. He holds out a hand for me to shake, which I hesitantly took. He shakes my hand formally. I'm Miles Jack, but you can call me EJ. And here is Sally, Toby, Masky, and Hoodie. He points to each person. Toby practically tackles me into a hug. Hi, I'm Toby, which you already know, or do you? Maybe we could be best friends, or even brothers, he said in an overly excited voice. Sure, Toby, I say quietly. You like video games? EJ asks. My face immediately lights up, and I nod rapidly. He chuckles and walks me over to what I think is the living room, where a large black velvet couch sat in front of a brick fireplace, and on top was a flat-screen TV. There was a living room where there was a red rug that made the room look kind of Christmassy. He sits down on the couch and pats a spot next to him. I quickly jump over the back of the couch. Oh, and sorry about that Link Boy thing. What's your story? He asks, quickly setting up the Xbox and GTA, handing me a controller. It's Ben, and well, I can't exactly remember, but all I know is I drowned, and that's why my eyes are like this. I say, gesturing to my black eyes and red pupils. We play GTA for a few hours until everyone begins flooding the room, including another guy and an oversized red husky. Who's this? The guy says, acting kind of annoyed. Ben Drowned, and Ben, this is Jeff. Ben, this is Smile Dog, Sally squeals. I smile kindly, looking at the boy, only to see a pure white face and a crimson carved smile and lidless eyes. I felt my face heat up and slightly. He was beautiful. I look back at the screen, grinning as I quickly use one of my hacks I used as a kid against EJ, glitching behind him and killing his player. I win again, I yell. EJ huffs and hands me a $5. I take it happily and grin widely. I bet I can beat you, Jeff challenges. I huff and hand him a controller, not looking at him. But first, I want to wear this, he yells, yanking the hat from my head. I yelp, trying to grab it back. Give it here, Jeffrey, I yell. Everyone gasps and he drops my hat. It's Jeff, he growls. Sure, Jeffy, I tease. making everyone laugh. Hey Ben, you got a skill, haven't you? Why don't you show us? Masky suddenly burst, making me jump. I groan and walk over to the TV. I place my hand on it and it slips right through the screen. I clamber into the screen, which it felt weird, but it was really cool either way. I grin through the screen and look around the room, seeing Jeff was on his phone. I chuckle and quickly teleport to his phone, sending a virus to it. He growls, "Stupid phone!" he yells, shoving it in his pocket. I chuckled, going back to the TV and clambering through the TV. "Here, Jeff, I can fix your phone," I say kindly. He huffs and chucks me the phone. I quickly catch it and place my hand on it, pulling the virus from it. "Here you go," I chirp. He takes it suspiciously and checks it out. "Okay, okie dokie, here's my brain," he suddenly says. I huff and cross my arms. He looks at me. I could have sworn I'd seen him blush slightly, but I brush it off quickly as a hatchet flies towards me. I quickly grab it, swinging it round in mid-air and throwing it the other way. "Whoa!" Toby says in amazement. I suddenly get lightheaded and black out. Jeff's point of view. Oh shit. Fuck. Bitch. Shit. Sorry. He suddenly passes out. Jeff's point of view. He suddenly passes out, hitting the floor with a loud thud. I huff and look away, trying to hide my sympathy for him. I had to say he was cute and he had a nice ass. I had to get to know him better, because even though I hate the thought of being gay, I actually had feelings for him. EJ quickly rushed to him. "Just a head rush from that TV trick he did. Best we get him to bed," he says. Where?" Masky asked. "My room," I say, too loud, and everyone looks at me awkwardly. I mean, if that's okay with you guys, I don't care." I'm crossing my arms, casually walking away and up the stairs into my room. I make a bed on the corner couch, which was quick and easy considering he was quite thin and a little smaller than me, which was absolutely adorable. I sigh, jumping onto my spinny chair, spinning over to the computer, and I quickly opened it and opened a new file so I could record my feelings for the new kid. He was cute and I wanted to see if my feelings would change for him, so I had to remember them. I smirk and turn around, only to see EJ putting the still passed out kid on the corner couch. I quickly shut down my laptop and turn around again, only to find EJ eyeing me carefully. "You like him, don't you?" he asked. I shake my head rapidly. "No!" I hiss loudly. EJ chuckles. "Sure thing, Jeff. Anyway, if you really want no one seeing that file, put a virus scanner on it, in case Ben tries to sneak into your laptop, and a passcode so no one else can get in." And with that, he left the room. Ben's point of view. I wake up lazily to the sound of rain. I whimper, tugging on my ear as I sat up. Looking around, I hear a loud crash. I yelp and jump into the random bed in the middle of the room. I hear a small groan and I whimper loudly. "Ben?" I hear a familiar raspy voice ask. I yelp as another crash booms through the room. I hear a small sigh. "Ben, where the hell are you?" He asks. I stick my hand out from under the bed, only to have it met by another one, making me blush as it grips my hand, tugging me from under the bed. "Dude, you're not scared of thunder, are you?" he asks slightly. No, I'm just not a fan of water, that's all. Ben drowned?" He huffs and rolls his eyes. You're not gonna drown in rain, Ben." He looks at me. He looks down and he chuckles. "It's still water," I protest. He sighs and pulls the covers over on the free side of the bed, and a slight blush on his face as he looks down. I quickly jump in as another crash echoes through the room. I whimper, curling up next to him, closing my eyes tightly. Ben," he mutters. I open my eyes, realizing I was practically strangling him in a hug. I blush brightly and turn away. "Sorry," I mutter. He sighs and pulls his eye mask on, laying back down. I hear another crash and a few splintering raindrops on the small window in his room. I whimper as I realize I was facing the window. I turn back around, only to come face to face with the sleeping Jeff. I mentally shoot myself for what I was about to do, but I bury my face in his neck, hugging him tightly. I feel him tense slightly, but he soon relaxes, and I find him hugging me back, making me blush even more as he rubbed my back reassuringly, and I soon fell asleep. I wake up to the sound of muttering. I groan and turn around, looking at the window to see no rain and the sun slowly rising. I sigh, laying back down, only to hear mumbling in my ear. "No, Ben, lower," I hear he mutters, making my face grow a hot red. And I lift his eye mask. Jeff." He screams and falls back off the bed. He groans and rubs his head. What? Where am I?" he mutters, still half asleep. "Jeff, it's morning and I'm hungry," I complain, loudly, expecting an annoyed Jeff, but instead I hear a small chuckle. "Hungry for what?" he questions, his words still echoing in my head. "Pizza!" I yell happily. He shakes his head and I frown disappointedly. He then sits up and I find myself being kissed by him. I wake up breathing heavily. I look around the room only to be pulled back down and hugged as if I was a teddy. I look up to see the sleeping Jeff the Killer. I huff, crossing my arms, relieved it was only a dream. "Jeff, wake up. Jeff, wake up," I mutter, poking his nose. It twitches a few times before he groans and sits up, rubbing his head. He pulls his eye mask off and looks at me, groggily. "What?" he questions, slightly annoyed. I shrug. He groans and flops down on his bed. What happened? How did I end up here?" I asked, looking around in the darkly coloured room. "You do a weird TV trick thing. Fix my phone. Blackout," he mutters, falling asleep again. I pout and stand up over his feet. I hold my arms out in front of me and fall forward, landing on him. He grunts, breathing heavily. "What the fuck, man?" he growls. But laughs at the same time. I shrill and roll off the bed, landing on the covers that rested on the floor happily. He looks down at me, his leathery white skin slightly pink as he rolls his eyes and stands up, yawning. I look around, realizing my hat was gone, and he looks at me and grins, pulling my hat from his hoodie pocket. I growl playfully and leap up, grabbing it. He holds it up above his head, and I look forward, still gripping my hat, only to see a pair of round eyes inches from my own. I pull my hat from him and place it on my head. "Come on, let's go get something to eat," he says, walking towards his room. I nod and trot happily from his room and begin walking calmly as I see others walking from their rooms as well. "Ben," a voice in my head says, making me yelp, jumping back into Jeff, who stared at me concerned. I shake my head and begin walking again. "Ben, meet me in my office," I hear Slendy's voice call in my head again, making me wince. "Jeff?" I asked. He mutters, "Prince, go away," shoving his hands in his pockets. Where's Slendy's office?" I ask. He smiles and leads me to the large white door. I look behind to say thanks, but he was gone. I shrug and knock on the door and walk in. "Ben, you have your first killing spree tonight." My eyes widened and I went back. "No, I can't kill." "No, I can't kill," I whisper. "Ben, that's why you're a creepypasta. You should be dead, but Zolko saw some potential in you," he explains. I nod slowly. He turns his laptop to me. "This is your story and your way of killing. And then go read it and then go eat something." And with that, I found myself in a dark green room and a beige carpeted floor, a flat screen TV, the shelves that surrounded it illuminating green as lights under each shelf glow brightly, consoles nearly everywhere, making my eyes widen with joy, as the rest of the shelves surrounding the TV were covered in all different types of games. I sigh, finding it hard to ignore all of this, and begin to read my story.